Well, it's Sunday night and we're going to have a fire. You hear how quiet it is? All the rocks that were sticking out there are gone. Our rock is gone. So the river's going to be fairly quiet except for that stuff right there. But believe it or not, without any trickery, this is on normal setting. It's 9:40 p.m. and it's still this daylight. So I'm going to light this up here in a few. Did manage to find some dry stuff I forgot about. Hi, Mr. Wizzy. And Miss Salem. And Mr. Shadow or Morty, you can't tell from this distance. And of course, Willow the Huntress. And Domino, since she came back, she's been sticking right around the house. So we think maybe somebody let her in their house, which is not real likely because we can't get her in the house. And Mr. Shelby. And Mr. Onyx. I'll be back. Making small gains with Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes was right there just before I walked back and grabbed the camera. It's going to look a little jerky. I had to put it on low light because it's gotten a bit darker. There's Bright Eyes right there. My jerk cat Shadow was being mean. So I had to put him in the house. Not enough light to see him. But that's Bright Eyes. Oh, we got a beautiful night. Especially to use a parabolic finally. I couldn't do anything with it with the river as loud as it was. It's got a bit of high winds in the treetops, which can screw things up. But no problem getting the fire going this time. Hopefully the wind will go away. Can't believe my cats are bullying Bright Eyes. That sucks. I thought they were getting along. First I had to get Shadow off them. And then I had to get Morty off them. Now I think Bright Eyes is sneaking back right now. Let me try to zoom in. But yeah, that's Bright Eyes. Yep. Mr. Casey's over there. Definitely Bright Eyes. I got about 20 feet away from him. I'm sure it's a him now, guys, because we'd have kittens if it was a her, I would imagine. None of my cats would be daddy, though. My cats aren't capable of that. There we go. Mr. Casey's right there with Bright Eyes. Casey reminds me of Buddy. Very mellow cat. Oh, that works better. Very cool. At least Bright Eyes is getting some. Tracy was right here. She just wandered off in the dark. I don't know. Wacky chick. Isn't that beautiful when you have dry wood? Alright, Wooly shall return. Gonna wait till it finishes getting the rest of the way dark. It's just about dark. The wind's blowing. I have a theory that it's blowing in the darkness. Once it gets completely dark, it'll quit, and we'll be good.
Science.
Exactly. We also have thoughts. I'm sure many of you guys have noticed on other channels that they're calling Bigfoot Sasquatch Sabe. Really, to be respectful, they're saying, well, Sasquatch was supposed to be the respectful way to say Bigfoot. You'll never hear the word Sabe on this channel other than this particular discussion. I don't really think Sasquatch is ever going to see this to be offended, so we're not too concerned about it. But leave something in the comments if you've heard that pop up a lot lately too. And you know, I understand it, but I've never heard it before. The last week or two maybe is the first time I ever heard it.
Well,
So
it reminds me of Kimosabe.
my brother, or
Yeah.
Indian brother.
Yeah, whatever it was supposed to mean when Tonto said it to Lone Ranger.
White man friend.
He might have been
something.
calling him a jackass for all we know. I mean,
Yeah.
remember in the 80s?
White jackass.
White jackass. There you go. Remember in the 80s when everybody was wearing the shirts with the Japanese symbols and writing on them, and nobody really knew what they said?
Right.
I had a friend of mine that had one, and a Japanese man walked up to him at the mall and said, "Oh, I'm so very sorry." And he kind of looked at the guy like, "What are you talking about? Your shirt, it says my father is dead."
Wow.
So whenever he was ticked off at his dad, he would wear that shirt.
Better than it having it say, "I did your mother."
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Jeez.
My father is dead. Oh, I'm so very sorry. Oh. I just thought it was funny he wore it whenever he was mad at his dad. But, you know, we just don't know. I don't know where that term came from all of a sudden.
Me neither. So we're gonna shut this off for a bit, and I don't know if you can hear the wind on this camera or not, but my parabolic, it sounds like it's blowing 40 miles an hour. So I'm hoping it quiets down. We'll be back. Well, guys, the wind seems to have died down, hopefully for good. Without the river making any noise, I can hear the swamp on the other side of the river just incredibly well. Usually that's loud beginning in mid-May all the way through, like, I don't know, till it cools off, really. It's so quiet, though, the water's so quiet I could probably hear a fish fart. Because there's, like, no water sound right now.
Oh, it's been so dry. The swamp is just quiet.
Just had a raccoon spat behind us, which would be up our driveway towards our neighbors. She puts out food for the raccoons, too. So that's where the spat came from. I got a little recording. I'll play that for you, plus a little bit of the swamp right here.
Whoa!
herons hunt in the dark. That's perfect. How in the world can they see to hunt in the dark? I guess I don't like the light, but still, that was cool. I heard something splash.
I did not know that until last week. I saw one in the river at 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, what in the world?
That was an unexpected bonus.
Yeah, watch your tail.
Well, it's going on 11 o'clock.
Rick and Morty's on at 11.
Oh yeah, you better go set that to record. Just heard a pretty good stick break across the river. It would have to be at least a deer, because I don't think a raccoon would break a stick that loud. That's about all I've heard so far. Other than the wind keeps kicking up and screwing up doing any audio. Thought about doing an ASMR, just a swamp sound. It sounds really awesome, but just a little breeze sounds horrible through this thing. Fireflies are putting on a show for us tonight. It was so humid this morning. We had 94% humidity out here this morning, most of the day. It's finally down in the mid 60s now, so it's finally comfortable again, but everything in the house felt damp. It sucked. Who dat? Hi. Hi, Wizzy. Could have guessed it was you. Mr. Shelby's in his usual place. You can't really see him, but he's right there. And Mr. Wizzy's in his usual place on my lap. Oh, Mr. Wizzy. Well, it's about 11:15. We're hearing a raccoon every now and then, but we haven't seen any over here on our side. Tracy was thinking, because the river's high, that Mama might be afraid to bring her babies across, because if they started out right straight across from us, they'd probably end up 100 feet or more downriver by the time they got across, because that water's moving pretty quick right now. There's a little beady eye, by the way, when you shine the bright light on that stump over there at the water line. You can see one little greenish eye. If you move it just right, I kept seeing it. See it? I should have recorded it when I saw
see it.
You can see it?
Probably just a water droplet or a frog. It could be a frog that's just floating in the... I see a beady eye down there, too. It could be a frog that's just, like, floating in the roots.
I know I saw it several times.
Yeah, it's right there.
Come on, Mr. Shadow.
I can see
It
it.
just looked really strange. There's this little green eye at the
It's blinking.
base of that swamp. Stump.
Oh, hi, Oswald.
Light him up. There goes Mr. Oswald. Pretty much all the cats that are out here hanging right here with us, pretty close. I'm gonna plug my microphone into this camera and let you guys hear what the parabolic is hearing. Hang on 1 second. And that was the sound that the parabolic's picking up tonight. I don't know if this camera's picking up the swamp at all. My hearing sucks, guys. I cannot hear the swamp at all with my own ear. Tracy said she can hear it faintly. Probably even having gunshots go off while I'm listening with the parabolic with my headphones. I'm losing my hearing. I might be losing my hearing just from using the parabolic and the headphones all the time. I know it's not what it used to be.
Or it could be all those years of using air tools with no hearing protection.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard much of anything tonight. Unless this camera picked up something we didn't hear. That sometimes seems to be the case, but
It's been happening a lot lately.
you can see how breezy it is right now. Feels good though, after how freaking muggy it was today.
It was horrible, guys.
I told them 94% it was at one point.
I mean, you sit down in your chair and your chair feels wet. The bed sheets felt damp. No, thank you.
So we're going to wrap it up for tonight, I guess. Be sure to share Buddy link on Pet Finder. Or maybe one of you guys would love to have him. He's an awesome boy. Super sweet cat.
Oh, so sweet and so handsome. He has just the sweetest face.
I got to go see him last night. We went and got our dog's licenses down there. And I said, hey, do you mind if I take him out of the cage and hold him? She's like, nope, go ahead.
Oh.
It's just heartbreaking to see him in a cage, but I know he's safe and it was the right thing to do.
She let Mike feed him too. And it was funny because she had the thing of food and Mike was asking it, do I dump it in his dish? And Buddy was just staring at that can of food like, put it in the thing. He knows the drill already. He's safe. He's out of the rain. He's being cared for.
And not getting bullied by another cat.
Yes, he's very, very safe. And we know that Monica is very, very strict on her adoptions.
Yeah, she's the kind of person that would disqualify you if you answered one of her questions wrong. Next.
And that's
no
fine.
lie.
And that's fine. I think people sometimes, I mean, it's great to get a dog or a cat out of a shelter, but sometimes I think it's a little too easy.
Could be, can be. Well, alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.